we ended up having a catastrophic failure. Stop the insanity!
Lisa, you might want to come look at this.
Oops.
Okay, have fun.
Yeah, I hate foot massages.
And I snore.
And so do I. We're airing our dirty laundry to everybody. Catastrophic failure.
Not good.
Nowhere's close to good. Hey everybody, my name is Robert.
And my name's Lisa.
Welcome to the channel.
Welcome, welcome.
Alright, so today we're going to talk about... I don't know, what are we going to talk about?
I don't know what we're going to talk about. We could talk about why we want to get a new RV.
Ah, yes. Why do we want to get a new RV?
Well, because this one doesn't have enough room if we want to have people come over and visit.
Well, that's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we take them back and tell them why we're in this RV?
Okay, have fun.
Yeah. All right, so several years ago, we decided that we were gonna sort of change our lifestyle, and we got involved in the live events industry, and which involved us traveling around the country, doing different events, whether it was fairs and festivals, and actually some country music festivals and stuff like that. Anyway, long story short, we had leased full-time a box truck for everything that we were going to be doing, and living in and out of a hotel was probably not the best idea, was it?
No.
So we decided to buy our very first RV, and we didn't have a lot of time, so there was no such thing as research. We just found what was in our price range and purchased it. What was the first one we got? What was it?
It was a Prowler.
Fleetwood Prowler, right?
Yes.
And what year was it?
2006?
2005? 2006?
Yeah,
2005, 2006. Anyway, what was really neat though, one owner, it had been garage kept for 12 years, and it was immaculate. It looked brand new. They'd only used it like 1 week a year.
They took really good care of it.
It was great. And so, now again, we didn't do any research. We knew nothing about travel trailers, fifth wheels, you know, other than I've always had a passion for these things. I've always wanted to own a Prevost tour bus. It's been my dream since being like this tall, right? But anyway, so we just got this thing and away we went. And so fast forwarding several years, which would bring us to 2019 actually, we were on our way to the Oklahoma State Fair, I think it was, right?
Yes.
And we ended up having a catastrophic failure. That's what I call it, catastrophic failure. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
pretty much.
basically our RV became a convertible. Roof gone. I mean, peeled back. So, and we didn't know. Again, there's all kinds of parts of the story that we're leaving out just because of time, but we were delayed in our departure, and so we really had to drive just about straight from Central Florida to the Oklahoma State Fair. So we did stop once. We pulled in very late at night into just this little camping area. Didn't set anything up, just pulled in, crawled in the RV, slept, and then got up the next morning and finished our way to the Oklahoma State Fair. When we get there, we have a portable satellite, right? And I went to put it up on the roof, and that is when we noticed, or I noticed at least, that the roof was partially gone.
I heard this, Lisa, you might want to come look at this.
Oops. So we had a convertible, and not so good when it's raining, let me tell you. So we were right, about to begin an event. There was nothing we could do, so we pushed it all back. We taped it, we tarped it, we sealed it. We put everything we could think of on top of this thing to to get through. And of course, none of it worked. And, you know, the first night it rained, it's literally pouring into the RV, and I'm up all night with buckets. It was a mess. So we had to finish that event, went to another event like this. We, again, had no choice. We had 4 days in between events.
Texas.
Yeah, we went to the Texas State Fair. The Texas State Fair is basically a month long, and on top of it, we were sick. Of course, this was before the, you know, the big C word, you know, that COVID thing. And so, you know, being sick and going to work was what you did. Now, geez, you got to put on a hazmat suit. Anyway, I digress. So we had to live through this Texas State Fair the same way. And again, when we got there, we taped it down again. We did everything that we can do to prevent as much water coming in, which I think we did a pretty good job. Yeah. It lasted pretty good. In fact, wasn't there a hailstorm, or was that prior?
There was a hailstorm that came through and took out one of the skylights.
Yeah.
But it didn't mess the tar pumps.
Yeah, it didn't leak inside other than, you know, smashing. Anyway, so after that, I think we're at the beginning of November now in 2019, and we now had some time, but not a lot of time. So we decided to take a week off in Texas, drove down to Aransas Pass, Port Aransas, in sort of that area. I've been there before. Absolutely amazing place to stay. You're literally right on the water.
Yeah, beautiful.
It was great. Anyway, and so we ended up, this is like, we've got a week, we've got to buy an RV, we don't have a lot of time. Now, we knew we wanted a Grand Design, so we already knew the brand we want, but we haven't spent a lot of time researching the model number. And unfortunately, we had no time. So we found the closest RV dealer that had Grand Design, which was a place called Camper Clinic. Camper Clinic, love those guys over there.
Camper Clinic.
And so we basically, yeah, wasn't it great?
Yeah.
It really was a good experience.
Good people.
Yeah. One of the people we follow on YouTube, Big Truck, Big RV, he goes to Camper Clinic all the time and does reviews. And yeah, big thumbs up. Anyway, so we walked in, we go, we'll take this one. And they were like, huh? What? I mean, it just...
I think he thought we were kidding.
Yeah. It just... I'm sure pretty much nobody ever does that. And only because the lack of time, we just didn't have any time to spend on this. So we picked the model, we got all the pricing, we got it all down. We got it all just done. Here, give me a few $1,000s for my current convertible and let's go. And that's basically what we did. And so we pulled away with what we're in now, which was a 2020 Transcend by Grand Design. It's model number 27 BHK, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah. So a little bit smaller than what we had, but it's great. Quality is amazing. I mean, we absolutely love Grand Design. We have no issues with it. However, it's not really what we want.
Correct.
We full time, and it's just not enough. It's a little bit small. So this year, our goal is to buy a new RV, right? And probably a fifth wheel.
I'm thinking, yeah, fifth wheel.
Probably a fifth wheel. We already have an F-350, so we have the ability to tow it just fine. Yeah, we can pull a house with it. Not every house, but most houses. We were just at the Tampa RV show, and we saw some really big RVs that even my truck wouldn't pull. But that's a story for another video. Anyway, so we decided, because of what we're about to do, to start this YouTube channel that you're watching. To come along with us in our path, as well as, you know, upgrades that we do to this one and our new one, maybe some of our travels. You know, we're believe it or not, I'm more vocal, and you hear me in some of my videos refer to my wife all the time, but she's always behind the camera. She doesn't like to be in front of the camera, so
Nope.
you know, I had to pay her to sit here. It cost me.
Foot massages.
Yeah, and I hate foot massages. Anyway, so but I wanted you to meet Lisa. You know, we'll try to get in front of the camera some more, but you know, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, so we figured we'd start this channel and bring you along with our journey. Now, part of that journey is getting what we want, and I don't think we're asking for a lot.
No,
No?
I don't think so either.
But we do have some very specific requirements that we want in our next RV, which is our third one, right? So, number one, we want to have more entertaining room.
Yes.
Right? I mean, right now, we kind of have the camera in close, but we're sitting on the only 2 chairs in this RV. I mean, we do have a little banquette over there. Maybe we'll do a walkthrough of the RV and we'll show you another time, but we've got a little banquette in here. But if we have people over, there's 2 people sitting in the chair and there's a couple people over there in the banquette. It's just
not comfortable.
No, it really isn't. And so we want to have the ability to have more people in to entertain. For what we do currently for a living, we do have people come in from time to time. So the ability to entertain is kind of a big thing. Yes, we could entertain outside, but outside is not always pleasant. So we would like an inside thing. Plus, living in an RV full time, you want a little bit of space.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, RVs are confined, right? They're not a big home, and that's great. We've chosen this life. We love this life. But we at least want to feel a little more comfortable, right? So, number one is we want more living room. I guess that's the best way to explain it. Okay. Yeah. Number 2, we want a bath and a half.
Yep.
So, it is 100% inevitable that we both want / need the bathroom at the same time.
Getting ready in the morning is crazy.
Yeah, it is. And, for those of you who already have RVs, you know this. I mean, the bathrooms are so small, you're not getting 2 people in there. It's just not happening. I mean, maybe if one's in the shower, one could be at the mirror, but again, it fogs up quick. Anyway, we need a bath and a half.
Yes,
okay?
we do.
So, I think that is a deal breaker for us, right? Most of these are deal breakers, all right? Anyway, number 3. What's number 3?
2 bedrooms.
Yes, we want 2 unique sleeping areas. Now, let me quantify what that means. Most RVs have multiple areas to sleep in, right? You typically have your main bedroom, which has either typically a queen or a king. Your dinette table will typically collapse into a bed. Some RVs, they don't have the chairs. They have a sofa that pulls out. The RV that we're in currently actually has bunks. And so many of them have bunks in their sleeping areas. So the problem is the additional sleeping areas are not really meant for adults / full-time. Yeah. They're meant for, a couple days a week, 2 weeks at the most. But we need 2 unique sleeping areas, full-time for adults, all right? We both have horrible sleeping habits. Sorry,
And I snore.
So do I. We're airing our dirty laundry to everybody. Anyway, we have never been able to sleep together.
Never.
No. So we need 2 unique areas. And I'm almost 6'5", which is also how we came up with the name Tall Man RV Reviews, which I'll cover in a minute. But all right, so why Tall Man RV Reviews? So, as I mentioned a few minutes ago, I'm a little over 6'4". I don't need to call it 6'4.5", whatever. And so far in the process of looking for RVs, we have found a lot of challenges. Now, again, as we previously talked about, the first RV, we just bought it. I mean, it was like 2 days. We looked on Craigslist, we found it, we bought it. The one that we're in now, we pulled up to the dealership and we'll take that one. No research. Well, now we're researching. And we've walked through a bunch of plans. And in being so tall, we have found it more challenging than we expected to find a space that I'm fairly comfortable in. And for the most part, the space we're talking about is the bathroom, right? I'm just, the toilets are in the wrong spot and the showers are like this freaking big. And yeah, so we decided to start the YouTube channel, and we decided, you know what? We'll do RV reviews as part of this process, but we'll do them for tall people, tall guys, tall girls, big guys, big girls, right? I mean, you got to know this. If you're looking for an RV and you've never had one before, I've heard this a lot. You know, will I fit in there? Can I get in the bathroom? You'll see in a couple of reviews, and there's been a couple of bathrooms I couldn't get my butt in the door. I'm not that big, but the door I think was like 18 inches wide, for God's sakes. I don't know. Anyway, so that's why we decided to call the channel Tall Man RV Reviews.
I'm kind of an average size person, I think, and
yeah, you're what, 5'8"?
5'7". And some of those toy hauler bathrooms I can't even get into. I mean, they're tiny. Some of them are really tiny.
Yeah, we put up a review the other day. I'll put a little card thing up there so you guys can watch it. It was an American Dream. And when I sat down, it was the half bath. It wasn't the full bath, but it was the half bath. I sat on the toilet, and, you know, when you're in a normal, comfortable seating position on the toilet, my feet were like halfway out the door. I mean, this was a $460,000 Class A, and I couldn't get in the half bath. Anyway, so we decided to start a channel, and so that's where we are. I digress. I have to sleep diagonal on the bed, right? On top.
For me.
Yeah, sorry. So, but the bunks, right? So the bunks, you can put a regular mattress in some of the bunkhouse bunks. The problem is, you know, a regular mattress ends up being about, you know, this thick, and then it leaves you about that much room on top of it for sleeping or moving around. And so a lot of times, I mean, you can't even roll over. It's uncomfortable. And if it's the top bunk, you got to climb ladders. Look, we're getting too old to climb ladders, right? I mean, we preach about not getting on ladders, for God's sakes. Right?
Yes, we do.
Okay. So we want 2 unique sleeping areas. Now, in some of our research so far, we are finding that a little challenging, but we're not to be dissuaded. All right. So what's number 4?
Washing machine.
Oh, washer and dryer. All right.
Not a combo unit.
How many of you people out there full time and do not have a washer and dryer? Let us know in the comments down there if you full time and do not have a washer and dryer. Right? Do you guys find it as much fun as we find it? No, right? Look, we're currently in a place that has pretty good facilities. But the reality is we have to carve out 2 to 2.5 hours of a day, whatever day, to do laundry. Whereas if we had a washer and dryer in the RV, we don't have to carve out anything. You know, we could throw a load in the wash machine and then go off and do something somewhere. We come back, throw it in the dryer.
Our clothes are still there. They haven't disappeared.
Yeah. You know, if you have to go to a laundromat or use a facility in a resort, you basically have to babysit. And look, time is precious.
And not all those laundry facilities are that nice either. Some of them are a little sketchy.
They are. Fortunately, where we are now, the ones here are great.
They're very nice.
They're absolutely amazing, and the dryer's dry, and the washer's wash, and, you know, like, wash and dry should. Anyway, defining it a little more, we want full size.
Yeah.
We don't want a combo. We've heard great things, we've heard bad things. You know, it's 50-50. Some people love it, some people hate it. We choose that we want a full size, or, you know, stackable, right? Doesn't have to be side by side, but a full size washer and dryer. Yeah. All right. And there was one more thing on the list, and for whatever reason it escapes me. What's the 5th thing?
Yeah, same.
Let's see.
It'd be nice to have a dishwasher as well, but
that's an extra.
That's a bonus.
That's not the deal breakers.
It's not a deal breaker.
Yeah. So let's see. So let's recap. We've got. Oh, jeez. I guess the Alzheimer's is setting in. Right. We've got our 2 sleeping areas. We've got larger living space. We've got the bath and a half. And washer and dryer. I know there was one more thing, and I just can't think of it. All right. Well, if it comes up, we'll talk about it. So, when looking for an RV with these specific requirements, it pretty much leads us right into having to have, at the very minimum, a 5th wheel.
Yep.
We have not found a travel trailer that has these things in them. Yes, travel trailers have bunkhouses, but almost all the designs do not have washers and dryers. If it's got a bunkhouse, it definitely doesn't have a bath and a half. Again, for the most part. So it's like you can find a couple of them in one design, but you can't find everything. Now, here's the biggest thing. It doesn't matter what design that we look at in any design, Class A, whether it's a diesel pusher or gas, fifth wheel, we have found none of them with the two unique sleeping areas that we've sort of described to you. So we're probably going to have to augment after the fact. Now, we were thinking about doing some kind of Murphy bed thing, whether we're doing a mid bunk or there's many designs that we've seen. We don't want to give it all away because we're going to take you along the path, but in the end, it's probably going to be purchasing what we feel is the best that has everything in it, and then having it augmented to have that Murphy bed or another bed put in it.
Agreed.
Right? Excellent. Catastrophic failure.
Not good.
Nowhere's close to good. Oh my God. Well, look. So that's why we're looking for a new RV. We are, as I said, full-timing, and maybe we'll give you a little bit another video about why we have decided to completely be full-time. It used to be about 9 to 10 months out of the year. Now it is 100% full-time. We still do have a home in Central Florida, and like I said, we'll talk about that in another video. Guys, look, welcome to the channel. We appreciate you being here. If you could, give us a big thumbs up, smash that button for us, subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a lot, and we like to have a lot of fun. We're pretty lighthearted people. If you've watched any of our videos already, you know, you can tell from how we edit and the little content and stuff we put in there. We're just, you know, happy-go-lucky people. And like to have lots of fun. So we take life with a grain of salt, right? Life's too short to be, you know, all stuffy. So look, come along for the ride, and we look forward to meeting you guys somewhere down the road. All right? Safe travels, and we'll see you on the road. I don't think it's a little football dance.
I don't think it is either, but I mean, our TV froze, and that's what it did.
Oh, stop the insanity! We're in such trouble. This is what happens when you film after bedtime.